KENPO, Karate East Africa. Topic, codename VANYA. In brackets, FANYA. AN 602. That is the topic. Topic is codename VANYA. In brackets, FANYA. AN 602. Today, Kariangofo is going to talk about the movie that Fumo was thinking of acting. A good movie. A movie called VANYA. What's VANYA? VANYA is a name that was given to a weapon that had been given the name of a Russian Tsar called Ivan. Ivan the Terrible, those who did history those years. I don't know those who are doing pure history. If you're doing Russian history, you will hear about Ivan. He was feared. And during the Cold War, that was the time that people wanted to invoke fear to the maximum. After the Hiroshima bomb, which evaporated everything within, was it a kilometer square or two? Evaporation, totally. If you are a person, you evaporate. They were saying in those places you would see things like shadows. Those are the images that were left when people are evaporating. So people feared, and the nuclear race had begun. But the Russians wanted to do something that would invoke maximum fear to the enemy. That was the time of the two pacts, NATO and Warsaw. And the Russians decided to construct a weapon, massive, the size of a truck. The size of a truck. Imagine the size of a truck. If you put gunpowder the size of a truck, it will finish several houses within a village, and that will be that. But not VANYA, or called the Tsar bomb. They made VANYA, which was the size of a truck. And VANYA was made secretly. The way in Kiswahili we say panya. Panya is a rat, so it does its things secretly. So VANYA was made in a panya way, a ratish way, quietly. Because they wanted the enemy to get the shock. And when VANYA was ready, the American called VANYA the Tsar bomber. That is when it had finished the job. When VANYA had done, doing in Kiswahili is called FANYA. When VANYA had FANYA. And those, when I was seeing the declassified video of the testing of VANYA, which they say only used half its power. They did not put that bomb to the full detonation. So what the world saw was half what VANYA can be able to do. Half what VANYA can be able to do. When VANYA was tested, 4 square miles. Everything in that area evaporated. Soil turning to glass. Its impact went over 400 kilometers. The blast force went round the world 3 times, yeah. Round and round, the force of the blast around the world. Around the world. You could see the explosion if you're around 600 and something kilometers. The explosion. Like it's the nature of nuclear bombs. When it exploded, the impact was from the ground to the edge of space. It was a devastating weapon. Some analysts were saying if a bomb like VANYA is dropped in a town that big, I'll not name any town, some of those big towns, the capital, it can be able to blot out the capital, wipe it out completely, bringing down everything, evaporating 4 square kilometers round into vapor. That is half the ability of VANYA. That is what was tested. The biggest human explosion, human-made explosion that has ever been tested. But it is shocking to know that it was just half what VANYA can do. So if VANYA was let out on full potential, we could be talking of 8 to 10 kilometers evaporated. Everything, including trees, including people, including houses, they evaporate. And then a massive fallout of hills and mountains and everything flattened within. And then now you have the effect that you start having radiation and all that. So it wiped out a very big place. That was VANYA. And it was interesting to see that plane take off in that video, declassified video of the test of VANYA in 1961. And when the plane went, in the video you see the pilots reach a place, and I think they are told to fire. So you hear in Russian, Fusk! And then there are other Russian commands, and then you see the bomb leave with a parachute. And then it floats on the parachute, giving time for the planes to escape, go a safer distance so that the explosion does not also bring down the plane. That is how it was. The explosion was massive. That was VANYA. That is how it did it. Now, thinking of VANYA, I've been thinking about what has been happening politically in most of the countries. Some politicians or heads of states have been maligned by the outside world. But the people in their countries love them. And when they go to the people to ask for a chance, they are given in a lightning manner. Take the example of Tanzania. There was a lot of propaganda. But when the lady went on the stage, it was VANYA. Recently, the Africans had, the developing countries, Asia had, the other places had what they were told, and not repeat. when what had happened happened. And the answer that they got was like a hornet's sting. And we kept asking, are there people with the spirit of Lumumba? Are there people with the spirit of Nelson Mandela? And we realized there are. It's only that an opportunity had not arisen. And during this election, it was a trying one in Uganda. And some of us were tempted to even beg the Ugandans that we need somebody who can make the ground shake so that we have a change. Somebody who has got a record of making ground shaking changes. Yes, I'm saying ground shaking because when I was young, I saw what he did. A chaotic country was able to introduce so many things that now it's one of the most respected countries in East Africa. And we were praying and hoping, will the Ugandans give this man or they won't give? Because it's their choice. It is their choice. We have nothing to. So some kept their fingers crossed. They were saying the new one will come and try, but he's not had the experience. So we don't know how it will go. But this other one has had experience in ground shaking moves. And now he is there. Africa has been crying for that kind of leadership. He's the elder statesman. There is another elder statesman in the other elder statesmen in the surrounding countries, and there are other young who have started, but with that ability, with that vigor. It was Fumo's dream that the leaders of this country this time execute a kick that will change the world, that will do what VANYA did, that will shock the world. Africa we can. Patrice Lumumba, Patrice Lumumba wished that Africa would be one. Kwame Nkrumah wished the same. I don't know, it's maligned. Some say it was a very bad, you can't know when you are, but an uncle was there and he said it had one of the best systems that time he went there. Libya. It was a dream of Africa having its own economy, having its own affairs, having its own politics, being aligned to Africa. We coordinate with other countries of the world, but we don't take sides. We remain African. We do our economy African. We initiate changes that would change the African continent so that it becomes a marvel to the world. With this elder statesman being there and the others, it would be the people of Africa's wish and also my wish that, unlike the other time when people were saying the African Union is just for show, they initiate a move that will kick out poverty from Africa, that will kick out unemployment from Africa, that will give Africa a stable economic atmosphere and platform. They can. I'm going to read the names of the people in this East African country. I don't know. I'm just a layman. I'm just a normal citizen, a poor man who is wishing for the best. like the rest of the people in Africa who are wishing for the best. We know we have the resources. We know we have the leadership. We know we have the ability because most of the Africans are learned. It just needs proper coordination. With this in mind, I'm thinking of great leaders like His Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, or like Felix Tshisekedi, His Excellency, or His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, or His Excellency Paul Kagame, or Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, or His Excellency William Kipchirchir Samuel Ruto, and finally, the one that the Ugandans have given out in a ground-shaking move and said, we want you, but also we give you for Africa. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Tibuhaburwa also is an elder statesman, experienced in the politics of the world, the politics of the country, a freedom fighter. Is somebody who knows it, who has seen it, who has helped bring a country from down there. And with his coordination with the others, those that I have mentioned, it is our dream. You are our presidents. You've got policies for your countries, we know. You've got other plans, we know. This may not be a thing that may be fitting in your schedule for now. But if God would touch this situation, touch this chance, touch this opportunity, because it's rare that people have a golden chance like this one, that these leaders of East Africa be able to move the other leaders of Africa and put up an economic situation, put up a change for Africa that would have a resounding effect to the world like VANYA. If these leaders would get together, I know they have the mind. They have those people who can think these things out well. They have the ability, and here you have an experienced man, an experienced leader who can be able to coordinate because he knows how to handle. And I'm not looking down at the others too. They have those abilities, but he's unexperienced. He's had more experience. If you could give the African people a chance to get out of the situation where you are told we shall not put things on your borrowing bower, where the dignity of our leaders and ourselves can be respected, where Africa can raise her head high amongst other continents and nations and talk with pride, where Africa will not be a begging continent. We have the resources, we have the manpower, we have the brains, and we have the leadership. If God would touch you so that you initiate such a move, the people of Africa, the continent of Africa, would forever be grateful to God for having provided this opportunity, and for you leaders for having taken a golden chance, a golden moment like this to change for the respect, for the economy of Africa. I know it's a tall order. It is a suggestion from the lowly man. It is a suggestion from somebody who wouldn't even fit within your schedules, who is not even supposed to address you directly like this, because I have no position. But as an African citizen, as a member of the African continent, sometimes you have to take a chance when you see an opportunity like this having occurred, to just shout crazily, hoping that you may be heard, hoping that those in authority may be able to hear that, hoping that those in authority, because they are chosen for the welfare of the people, will be able to put up a combined team that would do what VANYA did, that can FANYA. It is a golden opportunity that we have. It is a rare opportunity that we have. Take advantage of those who have the knowledge and the experience when you still have the chance. Let's say it is our VANYA time. Please, if for the sake of Africa and for the sake of God, if you will hear what I'm saying, hit the African Union by storm. Let everybody get together and say VANYA, and let the world remember that Africa can have leaders that can also shake the world, that can go in the annals of history as people can shake the world, just like VANYA with half force shook the world. A leader with half force within the country has shaken. Let him expand the other force, and you expand the other force. Free Africa from begging, free Africa from debts. You have the ability, you have the capability, and the African Union can be able to deliver. We have confidence in you, we have faith in you, East African leaders. Do Africa proud, do us proud, and God will bless you exceedingly. As an ordinary citizen, a man who holds no position, a man who is not rich or doesn't have anything that can make him as a man of significance, I'm talking for the sake of posterity, for the sake of our children, for the sake of us, whatever length of time we are left with, that during our lifetime, we be amongst the first people to have seen African leaders make a ground-shaking move, an explosive move, like the SAR bomb, like VANYA. You can do it. FANYA. That is my take for now. Hope my voice will reach somewhere. Hope somebody will hear this. Hope when you hear it, you'll not be too busy. Because whatever you're doing for your country is whatever this one will also achieve when you do it on a larger scale. I know you are chosen by your people because they know you have their interests at heart. And their affairs come first, but when you combine their affairs in that manner and make a push, just like the European Union did and whatever did, our style, we should not copy their style. People of Africa will be forever grateful to you. God will keep blessing you. Let's say VANYA. Let's say Sir Bomba. Let's say we can shake it. Let our leaders do it for us. That's my take for now.